Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Fluent Path English. I'm James.
And I'm Emily. It's great to have you here with us again. So James, how's your day going?
Oh, not bad. I've had like 3 cups of coffee already, so I'm feeling pretty wired. How about you?
3 cups? Wow, James. Well, I've been good. Busy, but good. I've been thinking about today's topic, and, I think it's gonna click with a lot of our listeners.
Oh yeah? What's on the agenda today?
Well, today's dialogue is all about job hunting. And for those who might not know, job hunting means finding a job, like searching online or preparing your resume.
For example, you could say, I'm job hunting for a part-time position at a cafe. Or maybe, she's job hunting for a full-time job in the tech industry.
Great example, James. And in today's dialogue, we're focusing on finding your very first job.
You know, that is an exciting and slightly nerve-wracking step into the working world.
Yeah, that brings back memories of my first part-time job. Anyway, let's listen to the dialogue for the first time. It might feel a little fast.
But don't worry if you don't understand everything. By the end of today's lesson, you'll understand everything.
Woohoo! This just might be the start of the rest of my life.
What happened?
I'm in the market for a job. I went on a website with hundreds of job listings in the area and browsed through them until I got the names of a few employers I would like to work for. I have the resume I wrote for English class last month, and a cover letter will be a piece of cake to write. I've even done my research and found the names of the managers so I can address the letters personally. And you know, I can be charming in interviews. Goodbye, my penniless days. Hello, salary and a career.
Ben, we're 15. What kind of job are you looking for?
Oh, just for a position as a gas station attendant. You know, starting at a simple lowly job, just like all the greats before they made it big in the world.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just in it for the money, right? How else am I going to be able to afford to keep taking Angela to the movies? Besides, I love the smell of gasoline. Don't you?
Oh, wow, James. That guy's enthusiasm is contagious, isn't it?
Totally. I mean, it's kind of funny how he's talking about starting at the bottom, but he's already planning his climb to the top.
Yeah. And, did you catch the part where he said he loves the smell of gasoline? That's interesting.
Right. I was like, oh, okay, you do you, buddy. But, you know, I remember being that excited about my first job. It's such a big deal when you're a teenager.
Absolutely. All right, let's break down some of the key phrases and expressions from the dialogue to help everyone understand it better.
All right, what's today's first phrase, Emily?
The first one is, I'm in the market for a job.
I'm in the market for a job.
I'm in the market for a job. Being in the market for something is a casual way to say you're actively looking for something, like a job or a product. For example, you could say, I'm in the market for a new laptop, meaning you're shopping around for one. It gives the impression that you're exploring your options.
Right, and it's super versatile. You can use it for almost anything. Cars, houses, even jokingly, if you're thinking about getting married, you could say, I'm in the market for a wife.
Exactly. All right, the next phrase is a piece of cake.
A piece of cake.
A piece of cake.
A piece of cake is such a fun idiom. It means something is really easy to do, right?
Yes, like passing the test was a piece of cake because I studied so hard. It's often used to express confidence about completing a task.
Exactly. And in the dialogue, he's confident that writing a cover letter won't be hard for him at all.
Right. A piece of cake. Okay, let's move on to the next phrase.
The next one is job listings.
Job listings.
Job listings.
Job listings are advertisements or postings that provide information about available jobs. These can usually be found on websites, in newspapers, or on bulletin boards.
Right, like in the dialogue where he said, I went on a website with hundreds of job listings in the area. It means he looked through a lot of job advertisements to find potential employers.
Exactly. Job listings is definitely a key phrase for anyone who's job hunting.
By the way, in Japan, there are several popular websites for job listings. For example, Rikunabi and Mynavi are commonly used for finding full-time positions, especially for new graduates. If you're looking for part-time jobs, Townwork and Baitoru are very popular platforms.
Yes, these sites can be really helpful for anyone job hunting in Japan. You can filter listings by location, type of job, or even salary range.
Yeah, they make job hunting so much easier. All right, what's the next phrase, Emily?
The next phrase is lowly job.
Lowly job.
Lowly job. This phrase refers to a simple or humble job, often at the entry level. It can sound slightly negative, but in many cases, it's used to describe a job that's a stepping stone to greater opportunities. For example, someone might say, he started with a lowly job as a clerk, but now he's the CEO of the company.
Right. And in the dialogue, Ben mentions working as a gas station attendant, calling it a lowly job, but he's using it as a way to learn and grow, just like many successful people do.
Exactly. It's all about perspective. Starting small doesn't mean staying small, and many people look back on their lowly jobs as valuable experiences.
That's such a great point, Emily. All right, now let's listen to the dialogue a second time. After we come back, we'll break down the remaining key phrases.
Woohoo! This just might be the start of the rest of my life.
What happened?
I'm in the market for a job. I went on a website with hundreds of job listings in the area and browsed through them until I got the names of a few employers I would like to work for. I have the resume I wrote for English class last month, and a cover letter will be a piece of cake to write. I've even done my research and found the names of the managers so I can address the letters personally. And you know, I can be charming in interviews. Goodbye, my penniless days. Hello, salary and a career.
Ben, we're 15. What kind of job are you looking for?
Oh, just for a position as a gas station attendant. You know, starting at a simple lowly job, just like all the greats before they made it big in the world.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just in it for the money, right? How else am I going to be able to afford to keep taking Angela to the movies? Besides, I love the smell of gasoline. Don't you?
All right, we're back. Let's keep it up and stay focused for the rest of the lesson. So, Emily, what's today's fifth phrase?
All right, let's break down the phrase, goodbye, my penniless days.
Goodbye, my penniless days.
Goodbye, my penniless days.
Emily, what's penny exactly?
A penny is a small coin in the United States and is worth 1 cent. It's the lowest denomination of currency in the U.S.
Oh, so when we say penniless, it means having no money at all, right?
Exactly. Penniless is a way to describe someone who is broke or without any money.
So, Emily, why does Ben say, goodbye, my penniless days in the dialogue?
Well, it's because he's excited about starting his first job and earning his own money. He's been penniless up until now, but he sees this job as the beginning of financial independence. It's a dramatic and humorous way to express that he's ready to leave his broke days behind.
That makes sense, Emily. It's like he's imagining a bright future with a salary and a career.
Exactly. It's his way of dreaming big and celebrating a fresh start, no matter how small the first step might seem. All right, James, what's next?
The next phrase is, make it big.
Make it big.
Make it big.
Make it big means to achieve great success, often in a career or a specific field. For example, you might say, she made it big in the music industry, meaning she became very successful as a musician.
Right. And in the dialogue, Ben talks about starting with a lowly job and dreaming of making it big, just like many successful people who started small.
Exactly. It's a phrase full of ambition and optimism. You could also use it in a general sense, like, he moved to the city to make it big, which implies he's chasing big dreams.
So, it's not just about jobs, but about reaching for your dreams in any area of life.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Afford to do something.
Afford to do something.
Afford to do something.
Afford to do something usually means having enough money or resources to do something. For example, you could say, I can't afford to buy a new car right now, meaning you don't have enough money to buy it.
Right. And in the dialogue, Ben says, how else am I going to be able to afford to keep taking Angela to the movies? He's talking about having enough money to take Angela out regularly.
Exactly. This phrase is very practical and can be used in many situations. Another example, can you afford to take a week off work? Doesn't always mean money. It can also refer to time or other resources.
That's a good point. Afford to do something is definitely a key phrase for managing your time and money wisely.
Perfect. And now we're going to take a look at the last phrase for today. I'm just in it for the money.
I'm just in it for the money.
I'm just in it for the money.
Oh, that's straightforward. It means the main motivation is earning money rather than passion or interest.
Exactly. For example, a lot of people work for companies. They're just in it for the money. This could describe a situation where their main motivation is earning money, like working overtime or taking a part-time job just for the paycheck.
Great. And this phrase isn't just about money. You can use it in many situations like, I'm working at this izakaya, but I'm just in it for the free meals.
Great example, James. I think our listeners will find it really fun to use these phrases in their daily conversations.
Absolutely. All right, now let's listen to the dialogue one last time, and this time try to catch those phrases we just talked about.
Woohoo! This just might be the start of the rest of my life.
What happened?
I'm in the market for a job. I went on a website with hundreds of job listings in the area and browsed through them until I got the names of a few employers I would like to work for. I have the resume I wrote for English class last month, and a cover letter will be a piece of cake to write. I've even done my research and found the names of the managers so I can address the letters personally. And you know, I can be charming in interviews. Goodbye, my penniless days. Hello, salary and a career.
Ben, we're 15. What kind of job are you looking for?
Oh, just for a position as a gas station attendant. You know, starting at a simple lowly job, just like all the greats before they made it big in the world.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just in it for the money, right? How else am I going to be able to afford to keep taking Angela to the movies? Besides, I love the smell of gasoline. Don't you?
All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. We covered a lot of ground, so make sure to review the phrases and expressions we talked about.
Definitely. And you know, for Ben to start thinking about working at just 15, that's really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a lot of ambition for someone his age.
And speaking of first jobs, James, what was your first part-time job?
Oh, I worked at a local pizza place. It was hard work, but I learned a lot about responsibility and teamwork. What about you, Emily?
I worked as a cashier at a grocery store. It was actually fun because I got to interact with so many different people every day.
That's awesome. You know, Emily, in Japan, some high schools completely ban part-time jobs for students. Did you know that?
Really? That's interesting. In the US, most high schools allow students to work part-time. It's seen as a way to gain career experience and build responsibility.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I wonder why some high schools in Japan have that rule. If any of our listeners know the reasons, please share them in the comments. We'd love to learn more.
Yes, we'd also love to hear from you in the comments. What was your very first job? Share your stories with us.
All right, everyone, don't forget to practice the phrases we covered today and try using them in your daily conversations.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.